and good evening to our audience. As we get the presentation started here, I would like to welcome everyone to our session, How to Start a Cybersecurity Career in 6 Months with IIIT Bangalore. I have with me Professor Sridhar from the Institute, and he'll be helping us go through the advantages of a cybersecurity career, how the Institute can help you. So let's begin with an overview of the agenda for today's session. We'll be talking about cybersecurity careers, why they are such an important option for people today, what this program offers, being the program offered by the IIIT Bangalore, and how it gets you job ready, enrollment steps, and then your questions and answers. So my name is Stuart Creek, by the way. I'm marketing executive here at Simplilearn. We deliver a program in partnership with IIIT Bangalore. So we're the delivery partner, but the curriculum and faculty partner is, of course, the Institute. So Dr. Sridhar, if you'd like to introduce yourself, that would be wonderful.
Thanks, Stuart. Welcome, everyone. Morning, evening, afternoon, whatever the time may be. Good to have all of you attending this particular webinar, and thanks to Stuart for setting the context. We at IIIT Bangalore, we also call it as IIIT Bangalore. So we at IIIT Bangalore, in collaboration with Simplilearn, are offering this advanced executive program in cybersecurity. So I am faculty in charge of the continuing professional education at IIIT Bangalore, located in the Silicon Valley of India, Bangalore, just opposite to the Infosys campus. So I am part of the Center for IT and Public Policy at IIIT Bangalore. I deal with regulations, telecommunications, ICT regulation, and also cybersecurity regulation. So with this brief background, we will go into some of the details of the program that we offer. Next slide, Stuart.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about the careers in cybersecurity. So
yeah,
I'd like to
sure. Cybersecurity, it has become very important in today's context. In fact, the COVID actually accelerated a lot of activities, such as, for example, work from home. People have been involved in education, such as what you will be doing remotely. And a lot of activities have moved into digital space, from the physical space to digital space. And this has also accelerated the incidences of cybersecurity. So, now cybersecurity affects all the stakeholders, such as, for example, individuals like you and me, businesses, government, and all the areas across industry verticals, transport, healthcare. In fact, healthcare saw a huge increase in cybersecurity incidents in the recent years. Because of COVID and because of a lot of data being transmitted digitally. We have also seen the impact of cybersecurity on critical infrastructure, such as, for example, the gas line in the US, which runs from West Coast to East Coast, was hampered because of serious security incidents, ransomware. These are all becoming prevalent in today's context. And therefore, it is very important that we address cybersecurity, not only from the individual's point of view, but also from the business that you work for, and also for the society that we live in. Apart from things going from physical to digital, some of the technologies, such as, for example, mobile and Internet of Things, have also accelerated the adoption of digital technologies, and at the same time, increase the vulnerability of digital systems at large. So cyber criminals are not only playing havoc with our digital lives, but also creating a lot of problems for the state. The state, the governments are also becoming very, very vulnerable to cybersecurity incidents. So it is in this context that we have floated this particular program on executive program in cybersecurity. The next one, Stuart. So there are a lot of cybersecurity skills that are vital in today's environment. For example, the first one is the security infrastructure specialist. For example, most of the enterprises will have security infrastructure, such as, for example, firewall, intrusion detection systems, and so on. So you require specialists in order to configure them, manage them, administer them, and so on. We have also seen a lot of demand for application security analysts. For example, if you're running an application, a web application or a mobile application, it is prone to security intrusions. And, example, cross scripting and things like that are very, very, they can create havoc on web based applications. And therefore, specialists who focus on the application layer of the protocol are very important for detection of security intrusions. Cybersecurity software developers. So not only management and administration of security infrastructure, but it also involves coding cybersecurity programs. For example, there are a lot of products, even startups have, in fact, if you look at the startup industry, some of the fastest growing software startups who are becoming unicorns in today's context are in the cybersecurity area. So they develop products which cater to specific areas. For example, cybersecurity for finance. That may be a little bit different from cybersecurity for transport, and so on. So scripting cybersecurity software is a very important skill that is in need in the marketplace. Network security consultants. Systems do not work alone. Yeah, so there is a message which says that I have to be a little bit louder. So I will put my mic here and hopefully you can hear that. So network security consultants. All the systems are interconnected, not only within the business organizations such as intranet, but these are also connected to outside through the internet. And they, with that connects, for example, the businesses with consumers and businesses with suppliers and so on. So network security becomes very important. Right? How to define demilitarized zones, how to put in critical components in the network so that security intrusions can be detected in time. For example, distributed denial of service is a very common network security threat. How do we prevent that from happening? So all those are possible using network security. So the market requires a large number of network security consultants in today's context. Cloud security architects. Today, most of the applications and data are moving away from in-premise to cloud. Right? So when you move into cloud, there can be private clouds, public clouds, semi-private and semi-public clouds, in which case it is quite possible that your cloud infrastructure that you own may not be just for you, it may be shared, and there are vulnerabilities in the cloud systems as well. So moving to from in-premise to cloud also increases the need for cloud security architects and specialists. The malware analysts, as you are probably aware, malware is one of the common security intrusions, security breach incidents that happen. And therefore, there is a lot of need for malware analysts who understand what the vulnerability of your software system is, how to prevent malware from infecting your systems, preventing ransomware and other malware to come into network systems are all very important. we will answer these questions afterwards when we complete the presentation. So security analysts, blue team members, for example, we want to take proactive actions, right? So it is very, very important that we drill ourselves to an extent that any possible intrusions in future can be detected. So we want, for example, ethical hackers, blue team members who prepare the security environment such that the intrusions can be detected well in advance. There are threat hunters who basically look out for security threats, which can come from anywhere in the world, and then find out what its impact is on information systems. So all these need specialized skills, and cybersecurity skills cannot be just inculcated by reading books and things like that. So you need some hands-on practical experience, and that's where this particular program stands out in collaboration with Simplilearn. Next one, Stuart. Yeah. So we need up-to-date skills for cybersecurity career, and as we have discussed before, there are a whole lot of different skill sets that are required, ranging from information security, application security, network security, malware security, and so on, all the way down to, for example, ethical hacking, threat hunting, and so on. So it is in this context that this program will help you. So this program will address most of the topics that defined here, and along with the concepts and theories that are associated with each of these themes, hands-on practical experience will also be there for you to put your theory into practice. Next one, Stuart. Voice is not clear. I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Stuart, is the voice okay?
Yeah, the voice is sounding okay from this end. So I do
Okay.
recommend, I did recommend to folks that they should check their WebEx audio settings. I apologize for the limitations of the WebEx platform.
Right.
And we will be moving to Zoom in about a month or so, but I'm going to launch this poll, and I would like to let everyone know, if you're watching on YouTube streaming, that you can put your answers into the comments. But for people on WebEx, you can put your poll answers into the poll widget. And give you about 30 seconds to answer that. So, what are the reasons that you have not yet engaged or enrolled in a program to become a cybersecurity expert? Because you haven't found a program that's got a fully comprehensive curriculum, covers all the skills that we talked about? Is it because you don't feel that you'd end up with the practical experience that would demonstrate that you're competent in the field? Is it because of difficulty learning self-paced recorded videos, or is it a scheduling problem? So let me present to you the result from the poll. And over half of the respondents said that they don't feel confident that they'd end up with practical exposure and experience that they could then demonstrate to potential employers. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the program that we're offering with IIIT Bangalore, the Advanced Executive Program in Cybersecurity. And this program does offer a comprehensive curriculum. Professor Sridhar and I will discuss. It's aligned to industry needs. Professor Sridhar is very familiar with the requirements of industry because of the close cooperation between industry and IIIT-B. Integrated case studies and hands-on projects happen within the same online learning platform, has the live virtual classrooms. All of this is delivered to your desktop or laptop. You can access much of the content also from your mobile and available to you 24/7. The main requirement is that you do have to show up for the weekly live classes, but everything else can be done on your own schedule at any time. There's support will help you with questions, doubts, blockers at any time that you're working. You can reach out to your instructor. You can reach out to your peers through the bulletin board feature, the community chat, and then you can also reach out to our 24/7 support staff for questions both about the platform itself and about the content. And subject matter experts will be available to help you. So this is how we've designed the program. The QR code is for our streaming audience to be able to access the program page. But in the meantime, Professor, if you'd like to describe most of the points here on this slide, and I'll talk about the last one.
Yes, yes. So, some of you have shown some from the poll that we can gather that you don't have practical exposure and you're not sure whether you are job ready or not. So that is precisely the reason why we at IIIT Bangalore, along with Simplilearn, will provide you both theories, concepts, and hands-on learning with projects. So by using your concepts and theory that you have learned in video lectures as well as in master classes, you'll be able to put them into practice in your assignments and case studies. So that is the way in which we develop the skill set in you so that you are job ready. The second point that you see here is we have a third partner, the National Payment Corporation of India. Those who are from India know NPCI very well for its very famous the Unified Payment Interface (UPI), which has been developed by NPCI. It's a consortium of banks and financial institutions and fintech companies. So we have tied up with NPCI so that NPCI can cover some of the cybersecurity topics which are relevant for digital payments industry. Right? So NPCI is a pioneer in digital payments in the country, and also I have learned that it's also probably will be adopted in some other countries as well. So some of the master classes, about 3 to 4 masterclass sessions, will be held by the security experts at NPCI, and the focus will be on securing digital payment infrastructure and all the security topics such as, for example, security incidents, vulnerability analysis, infrastructure management, which are related to the payment industry, will be held by NPCI security experts, subject matter experts. That's the second point that is very important. The third is master classes. So, apart from the video lessons that you will go through, we also have master classes, which normally happens, depends Wednesday or Thursdays in the evening, so that you will not be able to attend. The master classes will be held by IIIT-B faculty members. Of course, as I discussed before, 3 to 4 masterclass sessions will be handled by NPCI security experts as well. Now, these master classes are supposed to give you expertise in areas that are not covered by video lessons. Right? So, for example, we have an expert in automotive security. Automotive security is going to become very, very important as we move towards self-driving cars and the incorporation of 5G and 6G embedded into EVs, electrical vehicles. So automotive security is one of the very important topics which will not be covered in the video lessons, but it will be covered by one of our experts who actually worked in Bosch, Germany for a long time. And he normally takes this particular class on automotive security. Cryptography. So we do not have specialized lessons on cryptography in the video lessons, but we have expert cryptographers. There are 2 excellent cryptographers who will take you through the basics of cryptography, which is very, very important and essential part of security infrastructure. Of course, you will have to listen to me because I'm basically work on cybersecurity laws, IT laws, and cyber laws, and therefore including privacy laws. So I take a master class on the cases that have come up in the recent years in India as well as from all over the world on cybersecurity frauds and intrusions and how regulations and law are conceptualized in order to address the cybersecurity issues. Because it's also important from a business point of view to understand the regulations and laws governing cybersecurity. There will also be a couple of classes on the ransomware, specifics of ransomware, malware, and so on. There is also an expert on network security who will discuss about the security problems in 5G and 6G. Most of the networks have migrated even in India from, or it will be migrating soon from 4G to 5G, then later on to 6G by the end of this decade. So there are a lot of incidences which can possibly happen, which can hamper networks, and the experts on network security will discuss about it. So this is the third part, that is the masterclass with IIIT-B faculty members. And of course, the fourth one, Stuart will take you through that. On the left-hand side, you can see that you will get the certificate on Advanced Executive Program in Cybersecurity from IIIT Bangalore after you complete all the course requirements, including the projects. You will also get a virtual internship certificate from the National Payment Corporation of India. After you attend all the NPCI sessions, masterclass sessions. So over to you, Stuart. I'm talking about the fourth point here.
Yes. As part of the program, as part of our collaboration, Simplilearn offers Job Assist Career Service to the participants in the program. This is something that begins when you enroll and it continues for 6 months after you have earned your certificates of completion. And I'll go into that in a bit more detail later, but it is assistance to help you focus and sharpen your job search. It's not a job guarantee program or a placement service, but it is a set of services that help you to put your best foot forward in your job search, present yourself in the best light, and highlight your newfound set of skills and tools that you through the program. Going to ask Professor when he comes back on in a second.
Sure, sir. I'm here. Somebody said that if I mute my video, the bandwidth may be conserved for better audio. So I'm just muting the time being.
That's fine. And so, Professor, if you'd like to describe to the audience.
Yes.
IIIT
So,
Bangalore.
So IIIT Bangalore is in the Silicon Valley. We are just, it's a very important year for us. We are completing, or we are about to enter into the 25th year of our foundation. I mean, we are relatively young compared to, for example, the universities and IITs in the country. But we focus on information technology. We are a de novo deemed university, which means that we can offer the certificates and also degree programs on our own. In fact, today the Bangalore Tech Summit is happening, and we have got the honor for serving the state of Karnataka, in which Bangalore is located, for 25 years. In fact, just now, our director has sent a picture indicating that the Chief Minister has presented this memento for us for having contributed to the growth of the IT industry in India. In fact, the chairman of our institute was Mr. Narayanamurthy, the founder of Infosys earlier, but now it is Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan, who is also a founding member of Infosys. So we do a number of projects with industry. In fact, most of the companies, IT companies which are located here in the city of Bangalore, collaborate with us. We offer a number of short-term programs, teaching programs as also to the industry which are located in Bangalore. With this, I will move on. Stuart, next one.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
I
will
can,
you go through it, Stuart?
yeah, I'll go through this particular one. This is a program that is intended as a postgraduate program, meaning that you need to come into it with a bachelor's degree and show that you have 50% or higher marks in your bachelor's career. You ideally need a minimum of 1 year of experience in the workforce. That doesn't mean 1 year of cybersecurity experience. This means 1 year of experience in the working field, so that you're familiar with organizations and how what the requirements are. And you do need a basic understanding of programming concepts. You don't need to be a professional software developer, coder, but you do need to have the basic understanding of those concepts. When you apply for the program, and we'll go through the enrollment steps later, there will be a verification process to make sure that you meet these eligibility prerequisites. And the purpose of these is to make sure that you're set up for success and have the skills, the tools, the experience, and the aptitude to engage in the program successfully, complete it successfully, and move on to career success. So with that, I will ask another poll question. This poll question is very straightforward, which is how much experience do you have? Hold on for a moment while I get the poll launched. Small technical difficulty. Here we go. So we'll leave this open for about 20 seconds. Again, if you're watching on the streaming service, go ahead and put in A, B, C, or D into your comments. Yeah. And here is the poll result. So about 45% of the audience are people in the less than 1 year category. So you're just a little bit premature for the program, but you will be there shortly. And the remaining 60 odd percent of the audience are people with more than 1 year. And interesting to see that more than a quarter of our audience are people with more than 10 years of experience in the workforce. So with that, we can move on to how this program prepares you. And I'm going to describe the learning environment.
Stuart, there is one clarification. Can I just make about the prerequisites?
Yes,
Is it okay
please.
with you?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So, see, this is an executive program, which means that you should have completed a bachelor's degree with 50% or higher marks. And that's a requirement that cannot be relaxed, right?
Yep.
Minimum of 1 year of work experience, that is possible to relax. I see that a lot of you, in fact, 44% are having a work experience less than 1 year. You will go through a simple test. And if you pass that test and if you have a bachelor's degree with at least 50% or higher marks, then you will be most probably be admitted into the program. So these are
Okay.
prerequisites. So if you're a student, then you have to wait until you graduate. Yeah, over to you.
Exactly. Thank you. So I'm going to describe the learning environment. This is a program that is delivered entirely online, but it is not like other online programs where you're accessing pre-recorded material and taking all self-paced instruction. This is a live program where you meet weekly with your instructor in the live virtual classroom, along with your peers in your cohort. Engage in 8 hours a week of live instruction, directly interacting with the instructor, with your peers in the classroom, going through the exercises. Your instructor will be asking you questions. You'll have the opportunity to ask instructor questions. And so this is an online learning program, but it's based on live instruction. There are parts of the program that have pre-recorded materials that you will be asked to look at before the class session or after. You have other parts of the program that are projects, tests, and labs that you do in the same online learning management system. So this learning management system allows you to see all the courses of the program in sequence. It unlocks access to each one as you complete the one before it, so that you go through the curriculum in a set sequence, and so that you have the skills to succeed in the next course before you start it. And then you conduct your virtual internship project through the same learning management system and NPCI partnership system. You do that project again online in the virtual environment. Throughout the program, learning management system gives you access to your community chat board so that you can interact with your fellow students. Gives you access to communications with your instructors. It gives you access to communications with the support on a 24/7 basis, so that you can get any problems, questions, blockers resolved as you're working. And it allows you to unlock the various certificates that you earn through the program at each step, including the all-important final certificates of your virtual internship and the program itself. So this is the structure of the curriculum. And Professor, if you wanted to describe this, that would be good.
Yes, yes. So, it builds on the sessions are structured such that you build on your previous module. So these are module wise given here. So there are modules on enterprise information security, web application, ransomware, ethical hacking, cybersecurity, virtual internship, and so on. So these are stacked up so that you can move seamlessly from one module to the other module. There are also, these are core components, whatever you see in, right from orientation session to cybersecurity virtual internship for the core program courses. There are also electives. The electives are listed on the right hand side. For example, security governance and framework is one of the elective courses that I offer, and that will be there in the platform for you to go through it as an elective. It's also a cloud security elective, which lead to CCSP certification, cloud security certification. Apart from that, there are also IIIT-B masterclass sessions, which will be on topics which are not covered in the core courses, like what I indicated earlier: automotive security, cryptography, advanced network security, and advanced ransomware, and so on. So this is the way in which the program is structured, and there will be video lessons and associated case studies and assignments for each of these modules. Over to you, Stuart.
Thank you. And the program includes the use of, not just the exposure to, but the use of a whole suite of different cybersecurity tools, techniques, platforms, frameworks, in order to give you the practical and hands-on experience with these different skills and tools, so that you're using these in the projects within each course And then in the final virtual internship, you integrate all of these different skills that you've learned into that one final project. And this is a great thing because it allows you to list onto your resume not just buzzwords about tools, but actual experience with tools. So when you make example that you claim to be skilled with Ubuntu, you can say, this is how I used it, this coursework and in this project, so that you demonstrate that you have these skills. And that's very important. It addresses the concern about having real experience that you can show off at the end of the program to potential employers. And the virtual internship is a key to that because this is a industry-based problem that you will be guided in solving. You come up with a solution, you create and code the solution, and you will have the mentorship of instructors and experts from PCI to complete the program and to keep you from getting stuck at any dead ends or blockers during that 3 to 4 weeks that you're doing the internship. And at the end of the process, you will have something that you can show off in your portfolio that says, yes, I am a cybersecurity practitioner. This is an example of my work. So it's very important because if you're coming into this as a new entrant into the cybersecurity field, you want to be able to have that proof of skills, be able to show that off, demonstrate that you are, in fact, capable of doing the work in that field. So, uh, Professor, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, Stuart, you are correct. So there are a lot of tools, as you have seen in the previous slide. These tools are available for detecting vulnerabilities in systems, detecting vulnerabilities in networks. There are also tools for doing, cybersecurity, black box text testing, application security testing, and so on. So these tools will definitely provide you with the capabilities and a skill set which are required by the industry. So you will become industry ready after you deploy, and use these tools and also in doing the project. So the project basically is the final deliverable that builds you up to the industry needs. Over to you, Stuart.
Thank you. And actually, I'll let you speak about yourself and your colleagues as the program advisors, Professor,
Sure.
because this is Simplilearn delivers the program through our technology platform, but the program is overseen and supervised by IIIT Bangalore. And Professor,
Yeah.
go ahead and tell
Thank
us
you.
about
Thank you,
this.
Stuart. So we have a Senate, which academic Senate, which goes through the program curriculum and also goes through uh, the graduation of the learners who complete all the requirements of this particular program. As part of it, we also have something called as a Senate subcommittee, which basically looks at the cybersecurity curriculum, which are provided by the program. And also we tune it in collaboration with Simplilearn, which understands the market needs. We also tune the curriculum periodically. For example, I am as a faculty in charge of continuing professional education, is the coordinator of this particular Senate subcommittee. We also have Professor Vivek Srinivas, who is an expert in cryptography, and Professor Chandrasekhar Ramanathan, who is the Dean of Academics at IIIT Bangalore. So this committee basically has the final say on the curriculum, any changes in the curriculum, the awarding of the marks and scorecards, and the awarding of the certificates to be taken to the IIIT-B Senate for approval. Over to you, Stuart.
Okay. And so at this point, I'm going to talk about Simplilearn's Job Assist program. And as I mentioned before, this is a program that we offer to learners in India. We do not offer this to, with this program, we don't offer this to learners who live outside of India. The reason is that this is focused on finding work in the Indian market, but it also applies to any other remote work that you're going to be looking for through the program. What it includes is access to ongoing career development services like expert webinars. It also includes the building up of your portfolio through the program so that you end up with experience that you can demonstrate. And the job assist services directly are provided by our partner IIM Jobs, and those include access to a exclusive job portal for IIM Jobs members so that you'll have access to that uh, for 6 months after you complete the program and earn your certificate. Um, uh, that also includes the all-important resume review and rewrite service because in today's world, automated tracking systems include uh, AI bots that pre-evaluate, pre-screen your resume before it ever gets into the desktop of a human being. So it's very important to have a resume that is formatted and content suitable for that pre-screening process so that the algorithms will be more likely to pass you through to the next level. This is sort of an art form, um, especially when you consider that the resume also has to remain in a form that is attractive and attention getting for the human beings who will then see it after the pre-screen. So this part of the service allows you to work with a professional who will help you rewrite your resume, format it properly so that it meets both of the requirements of passing through the automated pre-screen and passing through the human evaluation process afterward. Um, then we have one-on-one interview service, get career advice, and also direct interview practice sessions to prepare you for not only the technical interviews and what you might expect in terms of questions about cybersecurity, but also for the soft skills and management interviews where you will be coached in how to present yourself as a team player, as a valuable member, in addition to um, staff of your interviewing company. And so these things allow you to put your best face on your job search and not a placement service or a guarantee program, but it is a support system that helps you in finding that first job after you earn your certificate. As I mentioned, we have expert webinars, which Simplilearn runs, which are free, which are available to you indefinitely. No time limit on how long you can access these, and which cover topics in various different fields. Might have a cybersecurity expert presenting what are the current trends coming up coming year. You might have somebody talking about how to get the most out of a job search. We'll have people talking about career strategies and how to plan ahead for your future. You'll have actual lessons in particular technical topics. So you might have a master class in a particular cybersecurity technique, for example. And so these types of things are offered. Um, we do them several times a week, and they go on indefinitely into the future. So this is another aspect where we're supporting your career development over the long run. With that said, I can ask this whole question before we get to the Q&A. And based on what you have seen so far, would you be interested in enrolling in this program? And again, if you're on the streaming channel, put yes or no into the comments. We'll close this in about 3 seconds. So almost 90% of the folks in our audience are interested in enrolling, and that's very encouraging. So what I will do is I'll go through the enrollment steps, which are very straightforward. Again, as the professor has said, once you start by emailing us at askus@simplilearn.net, we will contact you, let you know what materials you need to submit and what evaluation tests you need to take in order to make sure that you meet the prerequisites as described, that you're set up for success in the program. And if you pass that review, you'll receive an admission offer by email, at which point you can enroll. The next cohort of the program begins, or apologize for the formatting error here, but 24th November is the welcome orientation session for classes that start 10 December, 6-month program that starts 10 December. The fees for the program are 1,75,000 rupee, and you can finance that out with zero cost financing as low as 5,810 a month. So I generally get the question, does that mean just 5,810 for 6 months? No, it does. It does mean that you would continue the payments until the entire sum is paid off, but it allows you to budget more effectively for this program. Again, you reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net. What I'll do at this present moment is I will put into the chat box both the email address and the address of the program page on our website. Here we go. So you have those links available to you. And this is now where we will begin our Q&A. So we don't need this slide staring us in the face. Start going through the questions. So looking in the chat, Deb asked the question, how much of programming experience is required? Is there a way to quantify that, or what types of questions are being asked on that first evaluation, Professor?
Yeah, so not much of programming experience is required because this course is not about secure programming. In fact, secure programming is a course by itself, but this is more about learning the different security attacks and then how to configure secure systems. And therefore, not much of programming per se is required. There are modules which teach you about secure programming, but it is not much.
Okay. And Aryan asks if you really have to have that degree if you're already versed in certain cybersecurity topics like ethical hacking.
Yeah. Yeah, again, unfortunately, the prerequisite is graduation with 50% or more marks. So that is because of the regulation, that governs these kind of programs, we cannot unfortunately relax it.
Okay. We have an anonymous comment asking about someone who's pursuing a bachelor's of science in a tier 3 college and is curious to know about switching to a master's in cybersecurity. Just to be clear on the one point, this program is not a master's degree program, but Professor, you might be able to advise this person a little bit about
Yes, yes,
making
yes.
certain
So
choices.
Yes, Stuart is correct. This is not a degree program. So you will not get a degree, but you will get a certificate from IIIT Bangalore. So it is possible that with this certificate credentials, you might be able to apply for a master's program elsewhere. And depending upon your performance in this particular program, there may be some credits which may be offered by the university to which you are applying. So let me again stress that this is not a degree program, it's a certificate.
Okay. And in the Q&A panel, we also have, how will I join from, how will I join on IIIT Hyderabad? I think that that's a different type of question than what I
Yes,
originally
IIIT
understood.
Bangalore is different from Hyderabad, right? Though both of these institutes started at the same time, we are different.
I will address one aspect of that question. If you are a student from some other institution, you're in your bachelor's degree and you want to start this program, it does not matter where you live or where you got your degree. Within India, you are able to join because it's delivered digitally and online. You can join from anywhere. Technically, you could join from other countries as well. The difference being that you don't receive the job assist program services if you are, for example, joining from African country or from North America or Europe or that type of thing. Um, Simplilearn does offer courses worldwide. And some of you may be joining this session from countries outside of India. So I do want to make it clear that the certain aspects of the course are only applicable to Indian students having to do with the Job Assist program, but the materials, instruction are available to anyone. Talked about the programming requirements. I'm just scrolling through to see if we have any other questions. We have one question about a participation certificate for this session. We don't issue a proof of attendance for this type of webinar. We do issue those for our, of the other webinars that I showed you that are career development, instructional overviews, those types of webinars, we do offer participation certificates. So if you join one of those webinars on a different topic, you can expect that. Cynthia asks a basic question. I'm not a technical person. Can I still enroll? So is it possible, Professor, for someone to succeed if they have a bachelor's that's outside of a technical background, but meet the other requirements, prerequisites?
Yes, Cynthia, I mean, definitely you have to take this small test that we give to assess your analytical ability. Uh, and as long as you have the ability, you have the attitude to learn, it is possible. One of the things that I should say about this particular program offered through Simplilearn platform is that it is flexible in the sense that if you take you can take
Oh, Professor, your voice is actually breaking at this
familiar with
point.
cybersecurity, you may take more time. So that flexibility is provided in your learning, and therefore it is possible that you can actually catch up with the others who are experts over a period of time. So I don't see any reason why you cannot take it, but of course you need to get qualified through this test.
Right. And I think your voice cut out for a moment, but I think what you were saying is that um, Simplilearn's platform also gives you access to some basic programming courses and skills so that you can take on some of that as preparation for courses in the program. So you shouldn't feel that that's a necessarily limiting factor as long as you do meet the prerequisites and pass the test. Sridhar asks, I'm in software testing, having 15 years of experience, and if I enroll in this program, will I get a job in cybersecurity? So I can answer part of that, and I'll let the professor answer, give his answer as well. The first part is this is not a guaranteed employment program. Our job assist is to help you find the job in cybersecurity. We make no representation that you will find a job just because you graduated from the program. We make the representation that you will be qualified to work in the industry when you complete the program. Professor, do you have a comment on that?
Yeah, just to indicate what has mentioned earlier, there is a huge supply-demand gap in the information and cybersecurity market. So, if you do well in the program, the chances of getting a job is quite high. But since you are already a programmer, you might have different expectations and things like that. So that you have to see how you can piggyback on your existing work experience and leverage that.
Okay. And Raja asked the question, how much weight do employers give to an IIIT-B certificate compared to, for example, an EC Counselor certificate?
See, this is a certificate, not by a certification body, but by an academic institute, and therefore, wherever, for example, specifically, of course, you can always do certifications by certifying authorities, and you will be in a better position to do those certification programs after you graduate from this particular program. So I must say that there is a distinguishing feature. We are an academic institute partnering with Simplilearn to deliver these courses, and therefore, wherever these academic credentials are important, this will be valued.
Okay. And I think we'll take the last question from Harshavardhan, who has asked several times if this is a free program or not. And I think we reiterate that this is not a free program. This is we showed the fees earlier, $1,75,000. So that is the cost of the certificate program. So I want to be clear about that. With that, I think we'll move on. If we haven't gotten to your question, I apologize, but we have reached about the end of our hour. So with that, I will ask one last question of you in the audience. This last question is, if you are planning to enroll in the program, how soon would you like to do that? So let me ask. Final poll question. We'll leave this open for about 20 seconds. And of course, we like to say that if this is something that will improve your life and your career, it's worth considering doing sooner than later. It's always a matter of personal choices and what your life requirements are at the time. But we're curious to know. Here is the poll result. Quarter of the audience plans to enroll immediately, so encourage you to email askus@simplilearn.net and inquire about getting into the orientation on the 24th of November. Another quarter is looking at joining within 3 months, so you'll want to, again, email us and ask about when the next cohort is after that. And for the rest of you who are looking at 6 months or more out, we encourage you also to email us to ask about when the cohorts are planned for future dates or how frequently these cohorts begin, and then you'll be able to stay in touch with us and get back in touch when it's time for you to enroll. So with all that said, I want to thank Professor Sridhar for being here today and being generous with his time and his expertise. I want to thank everyone in our audience today. And I want to remind you to email us at askus@simplilearn.net. If you scan the QR code, that'll take you to the program page on our website and be able to contact us through that channel as well. And we look forward to welcoming you into the IIIT Bangalore learning community. Again, we appreciate your taking the time this evening to be with us. And that concludes our webinar for this evening.
Thank you very much, Stuart. You summed it all up. Thank you very much.
Take care.